guys, my name is Attorney Walter Wolfnaut III. I'm with Disability Resolution PA. We're going to be going through this article that I found that I thought was pretty good. It's called the 401k specialistmag.com. Specifically, it was written by, let me see if they've got a name on here, Brian Anderson, July 6, 2021. Fair COLA for Seniors Act of 2021 introduced in-house. Reintroduced bill from Rep. John Garamendi, Democrat, California, seeks to tie Social Security cost of living adjustment tethered to one or more accurately reflecting spending habits of seniors. The whole idea here, let me just summarize to make it simple so that when I read through it, you're not going like, what is he talking? The whole idea is to switch you from one price index that's used to calculate what the COLA adjustment is to another price index. The other price index is more akin to how seniors live their lives. And that price index usually equates to a higher COLA number. That higher COLA number means that your benefits increase more than if they gave you a lower COLA number. However, let me give you the warning here. A higher COLA usually means that you are not doing well in the economy that you're about to be living in. Because if you take all of your categories and you break them down, you got your food, your laundry, your electric, your whatever, your rent. Normally you see your rent go up quite a bit. And then you think, oh, that's where all my money that I was getting extra from this COLA went into. Yeah, but then what about having to pay for the other categories, such as the groceries, such as the power bill, such as the water bill, such as blah, 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 okay? And there are, of course, statutes that limit how much certain utilities can grow and stuff like that, but you get what I mean. All right, let's continue with this real quick. Momentum continues to build for changing the tether for calculating Social Security's annual cost of living adjustment, COLA, to an index that more accurately reflects how seniors actually spend their money. The Fair COLA for Seniors Act of 2021 introduces in the House of Representatives on July 1st by Rep. John Garamendi, Democrat, California, would require Social Security to use the Experimental Consumer Price Index for the elderly, CPI-E, instead of the Department of Labor's Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, CPI-W, to calculate the annual COLA, which supporters say would lead to a more equitable cost of living adjustment for seniors. Because disabled people and retired people spend more like seniors. H.R. 4315 would increase benefits and ensure that cost of living adjustments in Social Security reflect what Garamendi, I don't watch TV, so I don't know what any of their names are, said in a press release, were the real rising costs of seniors and disabled Americans. Garamendi was one of the 23 lawmakers co-sponsoring the bill, with the exception of Rep. Brian Fitzpatrick, Republican. All of the sponsors are Democrats. There used to be, I think, 3 sponsors on the prior 2019 version of this. When people tell you in these other channels, the Blind Billionaire, the LA Late, and stuff like that, wow, this is incredible, this is new, this is big, this is huge, Biden's going to sign it. When they tell you guys that stuff, this bill has been introduced multiple times. It doesn't really make it through the committees, but it is a good idea. It is a good idea. Even though it's not making it through the committees, it is a good idea. Okay, seniors and disabled citizens rely on Social Security benefits for a large portion of their income, and it's about time for Social Security benefits to reflect their lifestyles. Using a COLA that actually, that's the person who promoted the bill. Using a COLA that actually reflects how retirees spend their money, especially in healthcare, is a no-brainer that will increase benefits and make Social Security work better for the people it serves. There's the gentleman right there. Garamendi also introduced this bill back in 2019, H.R. 1553, along with 35 other Democrats and 3 Republicans, but it did not receive a vote, so it didn't make it out of the committees. As of July 6th, the full text of the new bill, H.R. 4315, has not been received by the Library of Congress. It was referred to the Committee on Ways and Means, in addition to the Committees on Veteran Affairs, Oversight and Reform, and Armed Services. These bills, they almost always get stuck in these committees. And then they got to work their way through it, get recommendations, see if there's changes, etc. The official 2022 COLA is scheduled to be released by the Social Security Administration in mid-October. Nobody knows what it is. For all these other channels out there telling you, you're going to get this much more, you're going to get that much more, we have no idea what it's going to be. It was supposed to be 4.7, it was 4.2, 4.7, 5 point something, now we're at 6. We don't know. After calculating the percent change between average prices in the third quarter of 2021, ending on September 30th with the third quarter of the previous year. Should the bill advance and become law this year, it's not going to. It is not yet clear if changing the tether to the CPI-E would take effect this year or next. It's not going to happen this year anyways. Change might not be good for seniors in 2021. They're probably going to talk about gas prices. Over the past 6 years, the CPI-E's hypothetical COLA increase combined to add up to 10.1 percentage points compared to the CPI-W's actual 8.0 points. So they took 6 years. They had the one you're on right now, the CPI-W. W. Think the one you're on right now, W. The index, the W index, only increased it by 8 points. The whatchamacallit, the CPI-E index, the one that they're thinking about switching you guys to, that are on Social Security benefits, had a 10.1 percentage point increase. But Social Security and Medicare policy analyst Mary Johnson of the Senior Citizens League notes that while the CPI-E tends to be higher than the CPI-W in most years, it's not always the case and might not be the case in 2021. Yeah, we're about to talk about oil. Or maybe not, I don't know, but it's probably... The big difference between the two is the weighting for gasoline. There you go. Johnson said, in years in which gasoline prices spike, for such as in 2021, when the CPI-W, which is weighted more heavily for gasoline transportation costs, would yield the higher COLA. That's likely to be the case this year. Still, over time, Johnson says the CPI-E would yield higher COLAs and more lifetime Social Security income. The benefit in the old age after 20 years in retirement would be higher because the COLA is a lot like interest and compounds over time, Johnson said. So when you get 2% one year and you get 5% the next year and 2% the next year, it keeps building, right? 2% on top, 5% on top, 2% on top of 3%. It just keeps building, okay? Inflation this year is leading to early predictions of the high Social Security COLA increase since 2009. In May, TSCL predicted 4.7 increase, which would be more than 3 times bigger than the 2021's 1.3% increase. I did a video on that. I thought it was a reasonable amount. I was completely wrong. It's significantly higher than that, skyrocketing higher than that. The next estimate from the TSCL in mid-July will likely predict an even bigger increase based on updated data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, latest Consumer Price Index. It might go to 7. It actually might go to 7. President Joe Biden, TSCL, and many lawmakers support switching the inflationary tether to the CPI-E. The experimental index, that specifically tracks the spending of households with persons aged 62 and over. The TSCL research has shown doing so will result in slightly bigger, about 0.25% annual COLAs than under the CPI-W. So what they're saying is they're going to give you slightly more money per year. Once again, slightly more money per year using the CPI-E index over the CPI-W. That index, CPI-W, does not accurately reflect the spending patterns of retired households, and retirees tend to spend more on healthcare and housing costs and less on transportation costs, Johnson said, like disabled people. Surveys of TSCL show overwhelming support for legislation that would tie the COLA to the CPI-E. When we surveyed on specific methods to boost benefits this year, 61% of survey participants support tying the COLA to the CPI-E. Yeah, because they get more money, even though it's late. Only 3% of survey participants did not support the proposal, Johnson said. The 2021 Social Security COLA increase of 1.3% isn't keeping up with real-world costs of living increases, according to another survey from the Senior Citizens League. The survey of retirees found that 63% say the 1.3% COLA raises their net monthly Social Security benefit by less than $15 after the deduction for the Medicare Part B premium. Because remember, you got to pay for Medicare when you're SSDI. The 1.3% or retirement. The 1.3% increase bumped the average monthly benefit for all retired workers just $20 from $1,523 in 2020 to $1,543 in 2021. Woo! That equates to about an extra $240 per year. Woo! Meanwhile, 65% of the survey respondents report their monthly household expenses in 2020 rose by more than $80, including 40% who reported their expenses are up by $120 per month or more. All right, so this goes back to the other video I made recently where I explained the whole idea of if you're seeing big COLA numbers, there's a problem. Because you are not, after the calculations are done, getting enough money to pay for each category of expenditures that you have. Sure, you might now be able to afford the increase in this category, and this category, but you won't be able to afford them all. So you want to see small COLA numbers. That means that the government is in control of the economy, which is obviously not what we're going to have. We're about to go into some sort of recession. So, yeah. All right, guys, that's what's going on with all this stuff. My name is Attorney Walter Knott. You can always catch up with me. I do go live every Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. Catch up with me there. We'll go through all the details. I hope all is well. And if you'd like the most information, remember 8 to 10, I donate 2 hours every Thursday live on YouTube, Eastern Standard Time. I'll catch you later. Have an absolutely wonderful day, and thank you so much. Bye-bye.